Here's the real takeaway. Structure isn't bureaucracy, it's actually protection. When you properly form your business, you separate personal risk from business risk. You create clarity and ownership, you create credibility and partnerships, and you create confidence when opportunities arise. And that foundation allows you to grow boldly instead of cautiously.
If you're building something meaningful, you're in the right place. This is the IAM2791 podcast. I'm Gresh, and for over a decade, I've had the honor and the privilege of learning directly from CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners just like you on how to build. After recording more than 1,600 episodes, one thing has become clear. Success isn't about following someone else's blueprint. And as I like to say on the show, if you run your own race, you can't lose. Even when you feel the journey should be a straight and linear path, what I've come to find out is success is a lot more like a plate of spaghetti. So in this special segment and episode, I'm starting to curate and share some CEO hacks and CEO nuggets that I've been dying to share, drawn from thousands of episodes with phenomenal guests that have provided awesome value on the show, but also my 10 years of business experience as well too. These lessons are designed to strengthen the foundational principles that every business is built on and guided by a simple equation that we always go back to with our content. Visibility plus resources times connections equals success. This is practical wisdom you can apply almost immediately. So be sure to check out the show notes for more resources and next steps on how to level up. And of course, enjoy this special episode of the IAM2791 podcast.
Most builders start with an idea, the product, the service, the vision. But structure usually comes later. And sometimes it comes too late. In episode number 21 of the IAM2791 podcast, I spoke with Deborah Sweeney, a lawyer turned entrepreneur who helps businesses properly file and formalize their company. What really stood out to me during this conversation was how many founders treat compliance and structure like paperwork instead of strategy. Filing your business, choosing the right entity, understanding legal protection, those decisions don't necessarily feel exciting. They aren't necessarily sexy per se, but they are foundational. For builders that are working and grinding in their business every single day, this often shows up as a postponement of things that you know that you're supposed to do. You might say, I'll deal with that later, I'll formalize things once revenue grows in, or I'll clean that up when I have time. But the longer structure is delayed, the more risk accumulates. Here's the real takeaway. Structure isn't bureaucracy, it's actually protection. When you properly form your business, you separate personal risk from business risk. You create clarity and ownership, you create credibility and partnerships, and you create confidence when opportunities arise. And that foundation allows you to grow boldly instead of cautiously. Deborah's journey and this episode really highlights something important. Many builders are grinding, they're doing all these things that they're doing, blood, sweat, tears, and the 24/7 nature of running a business. They're looking for freedom. But real freedom comes from defined boundaries. When you know that your legal structure is solid, you think differently. You negotiate differently, you operate differently. So this connects seamlessly with our operations and legal pillar, how the right systems and structures support long-term sustainability. Because what you don't know, what we often forget, is that growth without structure creates fragility. Now here's something worth considering and thinking about. If an opportunity or a challenge showed up tomorrow, is my business structured to handle it confidently? The answer to that question forces clarity. Because preparation isn't about fear, it's actually about positioning.